Hello everybody, my name is Benji, and welcome back to Mindustry Erekir, where last time we completed the marsh sector, which is where we're at currently. We added some more power up here, a little more tungsten harvesting here and here, and we also have some oxide being processed right here using the ozone from a couple of water turbines and the beryllium from right here to process that. And then obviously we still have our main base and all of our wonderful, wonderful tanks, which this was the thumbnail of the last episode. Next up on our list, we have two options, Ravine and Peaks. And I'm honestly really curious about Ravine, in addition to the fact that they're both medium and Peaks has an enemy base, but Ravine does not. No enemy cores detected in this sector. It's an important transportation route for the enemy. Expect a variety of enemy forces. Produce surge alloy. Construct afflict turrets. Okay, sure. That sounds fine. It doesn't sound too bad. So we're gonna go here, and we're gonna see what exactly we have to do and what exactly they give us. Wow, they gave us a lot. So we have waves 1 out of 24. We have 11 minutes until the first wave occurs. And it looks like it just set us up with some very basic stuff, some very basic power generation, which it looks like we can actually go on ahead and add one more, expand our power grid immediately. We've got some breaches set up here for turret protection, which it looks like this might be a prominent zone that the enemies come from. And it looks like we might have some arcosites. We do. We have arcosite and we have slag, graphene, beryllium, and titanium. Or not titanium, tungsten. So we should be able to make everything that our hearts desire in this zone. So I think the first thing that we're going to do while we're waiting on the wave is we're going to build this extra power, we're going to expand our graphite production, and we're going to optimize our silica arc furnace setup with my blueprint. Then we're going to extend the impact drills for the tungsten mining and make sure that that's operating at full capacity. Then we're going to do some exploring in the top and left, and I'll just leave this here as is for now. I'm not going to mess with it. And if I find anything along the way or something interesting happens as I go, I'll bring you guys back in. But at this point, you've seen enough of the game plan and how I play this game, so I feel comfortable setting a plan and then going and doing it and coming back. So I'll be back shortly. Alright, so I have a little bit of a decent setup going here. There are technically three enemy drop zones. One way up over here, and then a couple of aerial ones up here. So air units come down through this corridor, which is why I have all of these guys set up here with a regen projector. And these guys just as a backup if they stray to the left for some reason. And then we have a bunch of sublimates and breaches with regen projectors set up here. Very fantastic for the ozone and the hydrogen to go to different places and all get utilized. And then I also obviously have the tanks for backup fluid. That way I can drain them whenever I need to with no worries whatsoever. Upgraded the silica setup, another regen projector to protect the core, more backup turrets just in case the core needs extra assistance. We have oxide being produced very little over here. A bunch of power set up over here using this wonderful guy and some more tungsten. And then we have more graphite, more beryllium, and that's it. So now we're going to start scouting the rest of the map and try to find a place, because it says that the goal is to produce surge alloy and construct afflict turrets. And afflict turrets, this guy, are super long range, 300 power unit powered by heat, and they cost surge to build. So we're going to want some surge to actually be able to do it. And the surge crucible is silica and slag, which means there has to be slag on this map, but I haven't actually found it yet. which is kind of what I'm going to be working towards right now. Looks like there's nothing down here in this bottom corner, but we'll probably be able to find some more stuff up here toward the top once we get it explored just a little bit more. And I will eventually push my defenses up, obviously. Right now I have them as close to the back as I can possibly have them. So eventually we're going to need to move those up. I feel like that's kind of an obvious statement. Yeah, see, because then shit like that happens, and it's really annoying. So I need to wait for, like, the in-betweens. Really, guys? Gotta ruin my fun like that? Are you serious? They do get melted, like, instantaneously, though, which is super, super good for us. Come on, extend just a little bit farther. That's probably good. And then I can use the handy-dandy blueprint that we just made to extend in other directions. Except I didn't actually blueprint it, which is kind of stupid on my part, but whatever. We can do that. It looks like it doesn't have too much going on back here. It's just a big, long corridor of, like, nothingness in this zone. And in all honesty, right here using this, I could set up some sublimates really, really easily. Just in that bottleneck. Oh boy, here come these guys. Look at them go. Oh well, it looks like I can set up a new area down here, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. They destroyed all of the radars. And, like, nothing else. That's actually kind of funny. So yeah, it literally looks like there's an area here that's just completely blank by the look of things, I guess. And what I might do, first of all, I'm going to get rid of all this framework now that we've explored a little bit more. And I can. Also, look at these sublimates go. Sublimates are fantastic, but they're also super expensive, so that's just something to keep in mind to anybody else playing along with this, or anybody else who plays Mindustry. Sublimates are great, but they're super expensive. 400 beryllium each, 150 tungsten each, 40 oxide's not bad, 200 silica's not bad, but the rest of that is yikers. Very yikers. Looks like we're getting close to the next, like, enemy drop point. Which is good, because that means we're getting close to the next area that I feel comfortable making a bottleneck. Ooh. That sucks right there. That actually really sucks. The fact that this little divide right there exists, that's a very large shame. Oh, that must be where they're coming from. Actually, I guess since they just launched in, I'll be able to see where they're coming from. Also gonna put down a new turbine condenser right here, because it'll be a little bit more protected. Not much more protected, but a little bit more protected. And we're gonna see how this goes. No! Ah, my phone. Alright, give me a second, this is important. Alright, phone call over. Good to go. Mom checking in we all know how worried moms can be with their college kids. We have a new setup here, regen projector, and ozone sublimates, which I actually forgot to put a liquid tank on the hydrogen output so that I can dump it at any time and the sublimates won't back up on the ozone. And now we're designing our slag. So slag crucibles require 40 slag and 3 silica, one silica per second. You mean so I don't have to do this? Well, shit, okay, fine. Because these things output 5 roughly per second, which means that 1 silica crucible at the beginning with an input of, you know, all the stuff can just make us everything, right? Can make us enough silica, if I'm thinking of this properly. It can make us enough silica for 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3. But then these guys also take 40 slag per second. These guys also take 40 slag per second. And I don't know if these have a maximum flow rate. It doesn't seem like they have a maximum flow rate, but it's not like I can really do much. Alright, let me scrap this idea. Let me just completely scrap this idea that I had. And instead, let's put 2 surge crucibles right next to each other with a silica on top, and then get ourselves slag heater, electric heater, because these only make 8 heat units per second. These need 10 heat units per second. These will make up the extra heat units per second that we need. Silica arc furnace takes in the graphite and the sand and makes us the silica. So then what we can do is we can have the surge like this. Yeah, like this. Or not the surge. We can have the slag like this. And then we can have duct bridges like this. We can get rid of that, do the liquid routers, and then we can just route in everything else as we need to. We can have the power like this. And that'll be a pretty compact double silica crucible, or double surge crucible, which will get us a little less than 1 per second. It'll get us 2/3 of 1 per second, but I think that'll be fine for a tileable design. Plus, this takes 80, this takes another 80, so this will take 160, 160 slag in. So save that schematic, Erekir surge, go on ahead and give it a... Wait, I can do a text tag now? Erekir. Cool, okay. And now get rid of it, because it doesn't really go here. I am going to route these graphite walls in to this area, but the surge is here, or surge, the slag, they both start with S, forgive me. These guys look like they're in trouble, so I might reroute some oxide from the sublimates up there. Yeah, I might put some sublimates up there just to help them out. I'm also going to bleed some hydrogen out of this system. There we go. And let's grab Erekir surge. This is a beefy blueprint. Well, I don't really need that condenser. It's not being used for anything, so let's do that. Erekir surge. And then we can just put these guys back to back. Like this? Yeah, may as well. And then do that. Run this into the core. And we're gonna need 2 and 4. Perfection. Grab this, run it the whole way around, just like that. And then that'll go into there. It's hooked into power already, which is good. That's exactly what we wanted to see. And now we're gonna need ourselves some cliff crushers. 1.09. Ooh, 1.63. I will take a couple of you, please. And then while all that is routing, we can just do this. We can have it just like this. Get the router. And then we can do that. We can do that, that, and that. And I guess that. And that'll get us everything except for the graphite. Once we get all of this hooked in. Ooh! Problem! These use hydrogen. I always forget that these use hydrogen as an input. Alright, fine. Take some frickin' hydrogen, I guess. I'm just gonna run it all the way around the outside. I'll put a splitter there. And then we can do that. I'll put a liquid router here as well. Liquid router. Put it the whole way through. Do that. Junction, router. Should take care of things nicely. Of course that happened. I shouldn't be surprised that that happened, but I was in fact surprised that that happened. I guess I could put it there instead. And then with the liquid router, we can do that and that. And then we can take the slag like that and like that. Now all of them are working, all of them have slag. Everything is good except for the graphitic walls, which we can just bring in like so. And then that one's gonna have to go over a duct bridge, that'll be fine. And then we'll just bring it like this. This is how my brain works, by the way, for anybody wondering. And then plasma bore, plasma bore, plasma bore, plasma bore, plasma bore, plasma bore. Like this. Perfect. And then we can add some extra power down here, just for the heck of it. We can do that, 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 and that, that, that. And then we can also run this up like so. Over like so. We can get it through the woods. And then we can place down 2 more turbine condensers on the outside of the wall. The secondary wall, I guess now. And that'll work. So give me a second to build it, and I'll be back. And we should start seeing the very first of our surge start to come through. There it is. So, surge has been produced. Next up is the afflict, which inputs heat and power in order to do long-range damage. So I guess, how much power units? 10, or 10 heat units rather. How many heat units is what I meant to say. So I guess we'll go on ahead, we'll put one of them up here. And then we can put ourselves the heat redirectors there and there. And we can do 4 heaters of the electric variety. And with the surge, this will build shortly. I'm pretty sure it attacks air. Yes, it does. And this will give these guys the boost that they have been craving. So I'm going to let this build, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so more enemies should be arriving here momentarily, because all of the enemies from this drop point just got annihilated. Here they are. Ooh, they're big, too. Yeah, but look at him go. Sector captured. And we built the Afflict, so we are done. Ah, nice and simple. And Surge is set up, which is very, very nice for me. Heat 9? It shouldn't be Heat 9. Is it Heat 9 because it's only getting half of the heat from this thing? Because this is giving us 8. Is that really a thing? Now it's getting heat 11. Huh. Very intriguing. I think I'm gonna keep it all the same. Oh, and then of course that breaks. Ooh, we're negative on the power front, so let me get rid of the Afflict now that we've captured the sector and we don't need it anymore. May as well get rid of it. And I don't know for sure because I haven't explored the entirety of the place as of yet. I'll probably build a unit for that. But I might be able to put more Surge down and just kind of see what it can do, what it does, what more production I can fit around here, is what I'm trying to say. If I can fit more production, I'll fit more production, and it'll be in a thumbnail. If I can't, then I can't, and it'll be a thumbnail of just this. But for now, that is going to be everything. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later, y'all.